Part 75. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 741. Chapter 741 Lu Jing, coincidence, it must be a coincidence. But Sun Yan reacted as soon as he smiled. He quickly ordered the servants to take Mo Bao away from the cradle. Hurry up, take Mo Bao back to the room, hurry up. I also think that Mo Bao is still so young, and seeing Lu Jing like this, what should I do if Mo Bao gets spoiled? After Sun Ying said this, Mo Bao's giggle sounded. Mo Bao has never seen such a scene. He knows this Lu Jing. In his last life, he followed Lan Shi around. After defeating the so-called male and female protagonist, this guy also gave all his family property to Huo Linyuan, hoping to use this method to make Huo Linyuan make a comeback. He took over the Lu family without hesitation. However, he really wanted to see more of Lu Jing's appearance. It's really fun. Ha 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 ha. What does it mean to lead a bad Mo Bao? How can I say that I lead a bad Mo Bao? Auntie, you should thank me. Thank me for allowing your son to have such knowledge at a young age. You must know that other children do not have it. Such insight, what is this called, is winning at the starting line. Your son is definitely not a simple person, after all, he has such insight at such an old age. Lu Jing said this and let it go. He still looked arrogant and even flipped his hair while saying this. When Lu Jing saw the two women laughing, he picked up the book Sun Yan had put aside casually before and walked to the cradle. Mo Bao, take a look if you think I'm awesome, just draw a few strokes if you think I'm not awesome, draw a circle on it. Sun Yan. Sun Ying A child over 1 month old draws a circle with a pen? Could this guy be more shameless? Sun Yan couldn't help complaining, why don't you say, if you think you are not beautiful, then do a calculus question in this book, or write down the last 100 digits of pi silently. Auntie, what do you say? Yes, your son is my brother. How could I embarrass my brother like this? And my brother is so young. If I embarrass my brother, am I still a human being? But the next moment, Lu Jing's expression changed. It doesn't count, it doesn't count, let's do it again, it doesn't count just now, let's do it again, Mo Bao, my good brother, you may not have heard clearly what I just said. If you heard it correctly, then I will say it again. Once again. Sun Ying became curious when she saw Lu Jing like this, and immediately came to Lu Jing's side. What's wrong? What did our Mo Bao do to make you so excited? Tell me. Nothing, nothing, it's Mo Bao scribbling on the book, it doesn't count, let's do it again. Show me what's going on. Come on, show me quickly. If you don't show me, then I'll be angry. If I'm angry, the consequences will be really serious. But Lu Jing still didn't want to say it. Sun Ying took advantage of him not paying attention and snatched the book from his hand. Open it and take a look. Sun Ying Mo Bao indeed drew circles. Not only did I draw one, but I also drew two. To be precise, 2 circles are drawn. And also circled 2 words. Idiot. Coincidence, it must be a coincidence, it must be a coincidence. He is just a child. Such a young child can know something, so this must be a coincidence. Lu Jing stretched out his hand to grab it. He. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 742. Chapter 742 Sun Ying Nian, if I kill this guy now, will you help me? Sun Ying saw Mo Bao sleeping in the cradle. And Mo Bao was also blinking. Yes, he is just a child, he can have any bad intentions, he. Lu Jing really didn't know what to say now. Lu Jing has lived for more than 20 years, but he has never encountered anything like this. Ah, why did God do this to him? Why is God so cruel? Sun Ying felt that she had been called aunt by this guy for so long, so she had to do something now. So she walked to Lu Jing's side with a serious look on her face. Lu Jing, don't be like this life is really long, you just have to endure it a little bit. As soon as Sun Ying finished speaking, Lu Jing turned around and said, my aunt's son, I'm already like this. Can you please be a little better and don't be angry? I know I've embarrassed you, but now I'm better than it's much worse for you. After all, even a child who is more than 1 month old thinks I am embarrassed. I am not ashamed anymore. My face should be completely pressed to the ground and rubbed. Can you please stop pushing your limits? What does it mean to push beyond the limit? Am I still miserable now? Sun Ying originally wanted to pretend to be serious. But, with Lu Jing's condition, she really couldn't do it. It really can't be done. However, Sun Ying felt that it was not possible to leave it to Lu Jing so simply, so she immediately cleared her throat. Okay, seeing how pitiful you are now, I will forgive you and won't be angry, but you have to agree. If you don't agree to my request, then you will never appear in front of me. Promise, I will agree to whatever you say as long as you are not angry and you let me appear by your side. I will do whatever you ask me to do. Remove me from the second position in your address book. She didn't want to be embarrassed a second time. Be educated by the police. Moreover, the way the police looked at her, and the police said he was actually her boyfriend. This is simply a great shame. How blind must she be to be able to see such a man? But Lu Jing, who had been so eloquent before, shut up after Sun Ying said this. What's wrong with you? Why didn't you speak? What do you mean? Lu Jing, what do you mean by this? Please explain it to me clearly. If you don't explain it clearly to me, then I'm not done with you. Lu Jing looked at Sun Ying. In fact, the reason why he was so tossing was because of Sun Ying's sincerity. Before the police called Sun Ying, they actually called others, including Jian, but they all had various things to do, but Sun Ying came without hesitation after receiving the call. And in the shortest possible time. In fact, after spending so much time with Sun Ying, he had already seen through it. Although Sun Ying made sarcastic remarks to herself, at the critical moment, it was absolutely impossible for her to abandon herself, and it was absolutely impossible for her to be unreliable. Such a person, such a reliable friend. Of course it is impossible to simply sever ties. Although Lu Jing is not particularly smart, he can still understand this matter. What if something happens to me next time? No, absolutely not, aunt son, you'd better find another reason. Lu Jing looked so serious, leaving Sun Ying speechless again. Sun Ying turned to look at Su Nian indifferently. Nian, if I kill this guy now, will you help me? Su Nian said seriously, I can. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 743. Chapter 743. What kind of relationship do these two gentlemen have? You still said that I led Mo Bao astray, but now that Mo Bao is still around, you are just saying this. Is it me who is unreliable or you who are unreliable? Lu Jing said after Sun Ying. After saying that, he deliberately jumped back a few meters. Exaggerate as much as possible. But who knows, Sun Ying said, if you hadn't been like this, then I wouldn't have come to this point. If Mo Bao learned badly, then you are the culprit of everything. Just when the two of them were arguing about who was the culprit who ruined Mo Bao, Li Baikan is here. Li Baikan saw Lu Jing like this. Immediately called the servants and threw Lu Jing out. Hey, 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 how could you do this? What do you mean? You can't throw me out. Li Baikan, if you have something to say, please tell me. Don't throw me out like this. But Li Baikan is not as easy to talk to as Sun Ying-er. Seeing this, Sun Ying-er thought that she had done something wrong and that Lu Jing should not have been brought here. Baikan, shouldn't I have brought him here? Unexpectedly, Li Baikan looked apologetic when he heard this. You misunderstood, sister. I asked people to throw him out because I thought he was a bit eye-catching and I couldn't stand it. This made Sunian and Sun Ying-er laugh. If you want to call him back, you can. After I help Mo Bao change his diaper and leave, I will have someone bring that guy back. What Li Baikan said was true. Lu Jing's appearance is really eye-catching. He really didn't want to see it. No, 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 we also think he's a bit irritating to our eyes. We've been looking at him for too long, and it's really a bit unbearable. Ha ha ha, it's really a bit unbearable, Sun Ying-er said with a smile. She felt that it was better not to let Lu Jing hang around. If Lu Jing wandered too much, she was really worried that she would die laughing. After getting a positive reply from Sun Ying-er, Li Baikan walked to Mo Bao's cradle and began to change Mo Bao's diaper skillfully. Such skillful movements really made Sun Ying-er a little stunned. Seeing Li Baikan like this, she felt that if she were Lan Min, she would never let such a man go. She may not know about other men, but she knows Huo Linyuan best. She dared to say that Huo Linyuan would never do such a thing. Did he take the initiative to take over this matter? Sun Ying-er came to Sunian's side and quietly bit her ear. Sunian looked at Li Baikan, who was busy, and nodded. Mo Bao is used to it now. Others are different, so he asked his father to change it for him. Even I can't interfere. When Mo Bao heard this, he hummed. How could he let his mother do such a dirty job? Of course I want to let my father, a short-lived father, do it. But when he saw the gentle gaze of the man in front of him, he groaned a few times. After these days, Mo Bao got used to being a child. Since it is God's arrangement, then just take care of it as it comes. Be a good child. Of course, Mo Bao also really hopes that he can grow up faster. When he gets older, he will get into a little trouble and give his father a little surprise. Thinking of this, Mo Bao gave a big smile. Li Baikan was in a good mood when he saw Mo Bao's smile. Can't help but lower his head and kiss Mo Bao's forehead. Mo Bao disliked it very much. After all, being kissed by a gentle mother is a pleasure, but being kissed by this father is not a good thing. Two big gentlemen, what do you want to kiss? I immediately greeted him with a slap. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 744. Chapter 744. I can't imagine the picture. When Sun Ying-er returned to the company again, Lan Min came angrily before his buttocks got hot. Sun Ying-er, do you think it's interesting? Why did you do this? What did you take Lu Jing for? Or in your eyes, Lu Jing was just a joke? You really went too far this time. The reason why Lan Min is like this. It was because she came back from a business trip and unexpectedly heard about Lu Jing's behavior. Lan Min suddenly became angry. She also felt that as Lu Jing's friend and best friend, she should step forward now. Sun Ying-er, I admit that your family background is very good. You have resources that we don't have. That's God's favor to you. But you can't use this favor to abuse people casually. Don't you know that God is watching what people do? After Lan Min finished speaking, Sun Ying-er didn't have time to fight back. The office door opened again. The person who came in was none other than Lu Jing. When Lan Jing saw Lu Jing coming in, he became even more indignant. Lu Jing, you have been wronged in this matter. Don't worry, given our relationship for so many years, I will definitely make the decision for you. But after Lan Min finished speaking, Lu Jing stopped in front of her. Lan Min, whatever you want to do, don't do it randomly. She caused you to lose such a big person. Don't worry, I will definitely make the decision for you. I won't. Before Lan Min could finish what he said, he was interrupted by Lu Jing. What's so shameful about how to make the decision? You're talking about me disguising myself as a woman. That's all of my own free will. How could you be willing, Lu Jing? Do you know the consequences of such behavior? What consequences can it have? It's just a little embarrassing. And when the police called her at the police station that day, she didn't hesitate. When I come, I don't worry about what I will do to embarrass him. That's how I am. I never like to owe others. Since she has embarrassed me, I'll just throw it back. Sun Ying-er looked at the man standing in front of her. There was a moment. She actually felt a sense of security from Lu Jing. If you come to save me one day, I will treat you the same way. At this point, Lu Jing paused slightly, but you didn't come that day. When Lan Zhen heard this, he subconsciously took a few steps back. Lu Jing, listen to me, the reason why I didn't come, no, I didn't go, was because the child at home was sick. I thought you would have a way to come out. Yes, after all, you have that status, and you didn't come. This is a fact. Lu Jing interrupted Lan Min. Lan Min, you have your reasons. I can understand your reasons, but I also want to repay my kindness. And Sun is embarrassed for me. Then I'll just return it. What's the shame? How can it be a shame to save you or help you? Just when Lan Yan said this, Sun Ying suddenly said sadly, he took other children away without the consent of their parents, so he was suspected of child trafficking. It is indeed embarrassing. Lu Jing laughed a few times, rubbed the back of his head and said innocently, I really didn't mean it. That little girl is so cute, she looks so much like you when you were little. At this time, Sun Ying looked at Lan Min, who was still aggressive just now. Lan Min, you are going. Lu Jing may say in front of the police that the reason why he took the little girl away is because she looks like you. Tisk tisk tisk, tisk tisk tisk, the picture is a bit beautiful, I can't even think about it. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 745. Chapter 745. The worst case scenario is that Lu Jingze will have to take a trip. Lanji thought about the scene for a moment. Real. When Sun Ying saw Lan Min's ugly face, she sneered, if Lan Min, you really want to feel it, then it's not difficult. At the worst, just let Lu Jing turn around once, and then get into trouble once. Very simple. Lan Min didn't know what to say at this moment. But before Lan Min could say anything this time, Lu Jing was unhappy. And Sun, what do you mean? I know this is wrong. How could I go to see it again? Do you really think I am? Are you a fool? When Lan Min heard this, he subconsciously breathed a sigh of relief. It is regarded as a ladder to go downstairs. But at this moment, Sun Ying's casual voice rang out, now that Lan Min has grown up, you may never see Lan Min again as a child, and if I remember correctly, you don't seem to have actually seen Lan Min. You've seen what Lan Min looked like when he was a child, but you just looked at the photos. Don't you want to fully experience what Lan Min looked like as a child? These words made Lu Jing feel a little moved. Lan Min, you and Lu Jing have such a good relationship, I believe you will definitely fulfill Lu Jing's small wish. As soon as these words came out, Lu Jing's eyes fell on Lan Min. For a moment, Lan Min really didn't know what to say. But being looked at by Lu Jing like this was not an option, so Lan Min took a deep breath and said, Lu Jing, we really don't need to do this. Haha, Lan Min, where did your superior attitude go? Or, you are not planning for Lu Jing at all. For you, This matter is something you can find fault with, something that can make you stand. Are you reprimanding me from the moral high ground? Lan Yan, I'm really curious now whether you really care about Lu Jing. Lan Min didn't expect this, so she panicked. Sun Ying-er, you are trying to provoke our relationship. Sun Ying-er really felt sick when she saw Lan Min like this, pitiful look. If she didn't know better, then he thought he had been greatly wronged. Yes, I am indeed trying to provoke your relationship, but you have to know that this opportunity to provoke can be brought to me, Lan Min. If I really succeed in provoking, then I will definitely thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Lan Min was forced to retreat. She really didn't understand why it developed like this. Obviously she just came to the company today and heard the embarrassing news about Lu Jing, so she came to Sun Ying-er to seek justice for Lu Jing. This would not only ease the relationship between her and Lu Jing, but also dampen Sun Ying-er's spirit. But why did things develop like this? Landscape. Lan Zhen, you should leave. Maybe we are not suitable to be friends to begin with, or in your heart, we are not friends to begin with. I am just a person you met out of mercy at a certain time. You can even say, when you show mercy, anyone could be me. So it is entirely my luck that we have reached this point, but it is really a pity that my luck has run out. No, Lu Jing, you really misunderstood. I really didn't mean it. Let's go, Lu Jing shouted sharply. Lan Min couldn't help but tremble when he was shouted at like this. The last option is to leave. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 746. Chapter 746. Sun Ying-er, haha, come on then. Sun Ying-er felt a little distressed when she saw Lu Jing like this. She planned to comfort him. But before Sun Ying-er could finish her words of comfort, she was interrupted by Lu Jing. Ha ha ha, and Sun, do you think I'm handsome like that? Am I ruthless? Ha ha ha, I guess Lan Zhen saw me like this. I feel completely angry, I don't believe it, even though it's like this, she doesn't even come to comfort me. Sun Ying-er. She silently swallowed everything she wanted to say. Sun Ying-er really didn't know what was wrong with her brain that she actually felt sorry for this guy. Lu Jing, on the other hand, continued to paint a picture for himself. Li Baikan's child will be born this year. If Ji Unner and I work harder, we can have a child next year. If the child is born next year, the child will definitely not lose to Li Baikan's child. I believe I will win. Haha, come on then. I will definitely work hard, and Sunday don't worry, I will never let you down. Lu Jing felt that he had to make good arrangements. Good planning. In this way, we can win the beauty back in the shortest possible time. Sure enough, at night, all major media reported a piece of news. Lu Group will completely cancel cooperation with Huo family. After this news appeared, everyone was stunned. After all, the Lu family has been working closely with the Huo family before. It can even be said to be the best knife in Huo Linyuan's hand. Even in the past, the Lu family made some small moves behind the scenes, but not openly. Now they have brought things to light, which makes people a little unpredictable. But everyone has a premonition that a storm will definitely occur. Huo Linyuan was the most angry about this matter. Huo Linyuan found Lan Min and yelled directly at Lan Min, "What on earth do you want to do? Tell me what you are doing. You are not as capable as Sunian and Sun Ying-er. I admit it, but why are you even now? You don't even know the simplest thing about honesty, why are you so willing to do it?" As Huo Linyuan spoke, the veins on his face popped out. At this moment, Huo Linyuan looked like he was about to eat Lan Min. Lan Min was really frightened. I didn't really do anything, really. You haven't done anything. If you really haven't done anything, then why did Lu Jing betray me? Do you know what impact Lu Jing's betrayal at this time will have on me? In the past, because Lu Jing had a brain problem, he was absolutely reassured, so he boldly used the Lu family's channels, but now Lu Jing suddenly cancelled the cooperation. He was not given a chance to react at all. Such a situation has only one outcome. Those channels and businesses he arranged through the Lu family were all swallowed up by the Lu family without hesitation. Yes, they were swallowed up without hesitation. Because those methods could not see the light of day, he had no way to find Lu Jing to get him back. The current situation was to break his teeth and swallow them in his stomach. I really don't know, I don't know why this is happening. Lu Jing can't possibly do this to me. Why did I let you be my woman in the first place? When Huo Linyuan saw Lan Min like this, he knew that no matter how much he said, it would be of no use, so after leaving these words, he left directly. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Zhang Word. Chapter 747. Chapter 747, You Can't Be Lazy as a Father. The situation is more difficult than Huo Linyuan thought. The reason why this is so is because there is also Li Baikan. Li Baikan took advantage of this opportunity to attack. The Li family and the Lu family united to attack the Huo family. Although Huo Linyuan has never been afraid of these two families, and it can even be said that he has never taken these two people seriously, the current situation still makes Huo Linyuan feel a little bit attacked from both sides. Compared with Huo Linyuan's busyness, Li Baikan was quite leisurely. He held Mo Bao in his arms and wandered around the room carelessly. Sunian next to him was gloating at this moment. I have said a long time ago that you cannot hold this child. You see, you didn't listen to me. Now it's better. If you hold me, you can't let go. You must hold me all the time. It's okay, just hold me. Yes, just hold me anyway, it's you who are the father, not the mother. Mo Bao, who was being held, hummed in his heart. Hug it more comfortable than sleeping. And the short-lived father died so early in the previous life, why should I hold him for a little longer in this life? Just like that, whenever Mo Bao feels that his short-lived father is about to put him down, he will howl at the top of his lungs, as loud as he wants. You did it on purpose, Li Baikan said helplessly. Mo Bao just gave him a big smile. What's the purpose? It makes you feel comfortable holding him. There's no way our Mo Bao doesn't know such a simple thing. But it's comfortable, but it's just tiring for me as a father. Li Baikan paused slightly when he said this. At the same time, I also want to change it a little bit and see how it feels to hold the baby for a change. When Mo Bao heard this, he sneered in his heart. Then he becomes dishonest. Try to twist your body. How can I not pay attention when holding the child? Li Baikan felt it and quickly looked away. Mo Bao, what's wrong? Father and son briefly looked at each other. Mo Bao looked about to cry. Li Baikan quickly continued walking and shaking. Okay, Dad doesn't dare to be lazy anymore, Dad doesn't dare to be lazy anymore, let's continue wandering around. Sunian rested his head on his hands and looked at the man holding the child. If it's a day, then it may be because of the novelty of men, but since Mo Bao was born, Li Baikan has been like this almost every day. This also proves that Li Baikan really loves this child. If I could see Lan Min in my previous life, I would definitely grab that woman and question Lan Min. What does it mean that Li Baikan doesn't like it? How could Li Baikan, a father, not like my Mo Bao? You must know that my Mo Bao is the smartest child in the world. If Li Baikan doesn't like Mo Bao, then what other child can he like? Hearing Sunian's words, the corners of Li Baikan's mouth raised slightly. Then he coaxed the child more seriously. Sunian, on the other hand, lowered his head and looked at the design book in his hand. Sunian felt that since the company she and Sun Ying-er started was now on the right track, and Sun Ying-er, the elder sister, took the company so seriously, she, the younger sister, must not let things slip. Furthermore, during this period, no one allowed her to go to the company or keep herself busy with work, so she might as well do some preparations, which could be considered as a way to contribute to her career. Just like that, Li Baikan held the child and comforted him, while Sunian read quietly. The whole space is quiet and warm. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 748. Chapter 748. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Sunian originally thought that he would not be able to stand reading books about design. Even before getting into this field, she cheered herself up in her mind. Even planning to force myself to watch it? I didn't expect it, I got used to it as soon as I saw it. It's hard to get started. When Li Baikan was putting the child to sleep, he would return to the bedroom. When he saw no one, he frowned, then turned and walked towards the study. Sure enough, I saw a woman writing furiously. He sighed softly and walked behind Sunian. It's so late, why are you still busy here? You dislike me nagging you. Look at you like this now. If you don't want me to nag you, how could you not? I chant. Immediately, I will go to bed after reading this. I swear, I will never lie to you. Sunian, who was seeing the key point, said casually. Li Baikan looked at the little woman who was busy. He thought about his past life. The same thing happened to Sunian in her previous life. I don't know how to manage a company, so I'm learning slowly. But the difference from her previous life is that Sunian had to learn it in her previous life. No matter whether she liked those things or not, she had to learn them for the sake of the Li family and Mo Bao. But it's different now. Sunian is now studying purely for his own hobbies. Be happy every day. This is also the reason why he kept Sunian busy during this period. Li Baikan walked up behind Sunian, pulled her into his arms, and kissed her like spring rain on her cheek. Such a situation made Sunian itchy. And laughed. What are you doing? I asked you to continue reading here and I didn't bother you. You shouldn't bother me either. Sunian smiled and said, how can I continue reading when you are like this? Baikan, please stop making trouble. You are really itching me. It's really itchy. But Li Baikan continued to say in a serious voice, if you were not here, then we should be lying on the bed in the bedroom. You must go to bed early every day, so in a sense, you have wasted time. Oops. Sunian wanted to break away. But the man hugged her tighter. Now my life is divided into two parts. I accompany Mo Bao during the day, and I accompany you at night. I know that in your heart, your son is the most important, but in my heart, you are the most important. After all, the chicken comes first, and then the egg comes first. If I lose the chicken, it will be bad. The chicken comes before the egg. Have you defined this problem? It's clear that this problem is a difficult problem in the world. Yes, this problem is a world problem to others, but it is not a world problem to me. When he said this, he kissed Sunian's cheek hard again. Okay, my dear, I'll give you two choices. Sunian, huh? You stay here and read. You read yours and I read mine. Neither of us will disturb you. The other option is that we go back to the bedroom and kiss slowly. You can choose between the two options. Anyway, I can do either one. I'll listen to you. Sunian couldn't help but look sideways at the man when he heard this. I saw a slight smile on the man's face. Looking like he is obeying whatever he wants. You're such a fool, what choice do you have? Sunian glared at him angrily. Li Baikan raised his eyebrows slightly. Yes? Did I cheat? I'm obviously fair, right? End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 749. Chapter 749. My sweetheart takes his time and chooses, I'm not in a hurry. My dear, take your time and choose. I'm not in a hurry. Anyway, as long as I can stay with you, I can watch it anywhere. I won't choose. What does it mean not to pick? This was said as if he was particularly generous. When Sunian was slandering, Lee Baikin hugged the person directly. Didn't I choose you? I didn't even choose. Why are you holding me and walking? You are talking but not counting. I did say that, but when you said this, I felt that you had difficulty choosing. In this case, I, the husband, must stand up at this time and help you make a decision. Sunian. However, Sunian still hugged his neck honestly. The days were lived in such a neither salty nor bland way. Soon it was time for Mo Bao to be 5 months old. In the past few months, the old man had asked Lee Baikin to go to the company countless times to hand over the work, but every time Lee Baikin thought, if he went to work, then Sunian might also go to the company, and Sunian's body was not strong yet. If you are well rested, problems can easily arise. Prevaricate over and over again. Facing this reason, what else can the old man do? He can only hang up the phone with curses every time. Just like what the old man is still talking about now. Tell him why he feels uncomfortable. It is said that raising children will provide for old age. Why is your son different from other sons? You don't know that yesterday, my waist hurt so much that I felt like I was going to have a lumbar disc herniation during this period. Lee Baikin smiled when he heard this, but I heard from Josu that you ate a piece of braised pork yesterday and you were in a very good mood. I think, since your appetite is so good, there shouldn't be any problems with your body. Josu, you actually betrayed me. This month, no, it should be this month, next month, and the next month, your bonus is gone. When Lee Jianhong finished speaking, Josu's plaintive voice sounded. Of course Lee Baikin understood that his old man was just too busy and bored in the company when he called. But Lee Baikin didn't have much else to do. You must know that for women, giving birth is a very important thing. If Sunian doesn't have a good rest, or if she thinks wildly after giving birth, problems will easily arise. In addition, Lee Baikin has another plan. When he thought of this, Lee Baikin looked at Mo Bao beside him. But you don't know it by looking at it, you will be shocked when you see it. The reason why I say this is because the calligraphy treasure was actually turned over. That's right, the calligraphy treasure really turned over. Mo Bao. Lee Baikin walked over directly. When Mo Bao heard his father's loud words, he was immediately startled. He didn't do anything. Just now when I was playing on the bed, I suddenly wanted to test the strength of my hands. I didn't expect it to turn over all of a sudden. Although it feels like a turning over, it is really annoying to lie flat like this all the time. Unexpectedly, I succeeded at the first try. Lee Baikin checked the calligraphy treasure carefully again. After confirming that there was nothing wrong with the calligraphy treasure, he subconsciously breathed a sigh of relief. But when he reacted, Lee Baikin's eyes lit up. Then he raised Mo Bao up and said, Mo Bao, can you turn over? You actually learned how to turn over. You can actually turn over in 5 months. But at this moment, he thought of the child's mother. Immediately, I hurriedly took Mo Bao and went to find Sunian. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 750. Chapter 750, What, Mo Bao learned to stand up. Mo Bao looked at his father's excitement. He snorted arrogantly, as if his previous life was in vain. Looking like someone who has never seen the world. It's not his fault, there may not be a smarter baby in the world than Mo Bao. Sunian, our Mo Bao can turn over, really can turn over, Li Baikan said while holding Mo Bao. Completely lost his usual calmness and self-control. But Mo Bao, who was held in his arms, felt as if his father was asking for credit. In the study, Sunian, who was busy, raised his head when he heard this voice. Immediately I saw a crazy look on Li Baikan's face. You need to know Li Baikan's appearance. In this novel, the mentally retarded author gave Li Baikan the second male lead. His appearance is as perfect as a sculpture, as if he is a perfect work of God. But now this man has a maniacal smile on his face. Really, it's a bit far from perfect. Our calligraphy skills are turning over. Sunian lit up when he heard this. What, can Mo Bao turn over? Li Baikan quickly put the calligraphy treasure on the sofa next to him. The couple just stared at Mo Bao. But Mo Bao didn't react at all. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. 3 full minutes have passed. Mo Bao just looked at him with a smile. Such a situation made Sunian couldn't help but look at Li Baikan. Really? If I remember correctly, Mo Bao didn't learn to turn over until he was 6 months old in his last life. Being looked at by Sunian like this, Li Baikan felt a little embarrassed. It's true, I really saw Mo Bao turn over just now, when I was on the phone with Dad. It's true, it's true. After saying this, Li Baikan looked at Mo Bao gently. Mo Bao, you just turned over, just like this. While talking, Li Baikan was still writing with his hands. But Mo Bao laughed when he saw his father like this. He really laughed. Anyway, he is a child now. How can an adult argue with a child? When Li Baikan saw Mo Bao like this, he realized that he might be a little too anxious. After all, it was the first time to stand up. Okay, maybe it was an accident before. Don't rush, let's take our time. Mo Bao is the most powerful baby, and the most powerful baby for his parents. As he said this, he wanted to reach out and put his hand again. Li Baikan also realized that he might be too excited. This will put pressure on the calligraphy and is detrimental to the growth of the calligraphy. There is no way he can do it. He has indeed seen Mo Bao's various firsts in his previous life, but in his previous life as a ghost, he was like a bystander, an outsider. It is also for this reason that I am so excited. But Mo Bao couldn't calm down after hearing this, so when someone's hand was about to touch him, he turned over. The result is that the hand hanging over the office is a little awkward. Li Baikan. Mo Bao hummed in his heart. I can turn over whenever I want, and I won't listen to you. Sunian's eyes lit up after seeing Mo Bao turn over so neatly. Mo Bao, mother's baby, can you really turn over? In Sunian's surprised eyes, Mo Bao turned over again without hesitation. The translation is crisp and clear. Sunian quickly held Mo Bao in her arms. Mo Bao, you are really amazing, you are really amazing, you are really my mother's good baby, you may really be the smartest baby in the world. End of this chapter.